got a whole great big blackboard or whiteboard back there that's blank. Anybody else want to hop up and participate, please? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm missing a few. Do we have any online with us?
We have one.
Thank you.
Nine.
You can just hang on to it until.
So we're missing
the
eight.
end.
It's too late now.
It's too late. Back ship has sailed.
I appreciate it. Throw it at me. Not now.
And Levi, we're missing
Instead
eight.
of throwing
I
it,
did. I paused before one word.
throw it at me.
Throw it at me?
I should have not looked, that would have been way
Kate,
cooler.
Levi, and
Like,
another girl that sits way over there.
Uh-huh. Well,
And Wesley is a part of this class.
Allegedly. But he's not here today, so I get 2 feet.
He has a sore throat.
Oh no. Probably because he talks so much. He
Wow,
laughed.
you're in a mood today.
I know. He laughed if he heard me say it, and then he'd return it
Probably.
twice as well. I just remember I texted him, Yo, where's your fruit store?
Tell Taylor I miss him too.
Oh, someone sit in a seat. You don't know.
I'm just a mediator between
Yeah,
the
don't do that.
conversation. He says jerk.
what?
Wesley is talking to Taylor over the chat, basically.
Oh,
My chair.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, not today.
so Ellie, do you read lips?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I got very good at it when I was younger.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you were so shocked when
I
you're like.
was like, going, hold on a second, I think it was muted, and I'm like, going, yeah, but there's no mask, and it was like, I was talking to the computer through the whole class.
Yeah.
okay.
What?
Let's, obviously, our topic today, hello Friday people. Our topic today is Neapolitan chords. So essentially, where is our starting point with a Neapolitan chord? Yes, you got 2 in the air. Is that flatted 2?
Yes.
Yes, flatted second scale degree. And so it's, that's a super easy one to identify in almost any context. And then you can begin to kind of hear what's going on. Let's just look quickly in the anthology, and then we'll get to the things on the board. So in the anthology, we've got this example, 257, yes. 257 is this example, the slow movement of Mozart, Kerschel 488, the concerto. So let's listen to it. Okay, bifocals and shield. 3, here we go. this, at least this part of the movement, and actually the whole movement is, this is the main theme of the movement, but it's set in F sharp minor. And so that would be what relationship to A major, because this is a concerto in A major, relative minor. So, okay, so we've got accidentals that show up here and there and everywhere, but in the first line we've got E sharps, which form what to F sharp? Leading tone. So we've got, you know, that's to be expected in the key. That's going to signal a dominant chord there. And now we've got the second line. What is this? This is familiar harmony. What's the chord in bar 5? 6. Yeah, so 6. And 6 in the minor mode is a major chord. So showing up to be, what would that normally be? Leading tone to E, so it would normally be secondary dominant of E. And what role does E have at this point? In F sharp minor, what role does E have? Flat major 7, huh? But then we then get the E sharp in there, so it's a secondary dominant to a chord, but then it becomes quickly the dominant of F sharp minor. This resolution, 2 flat 6, and then we've got, and that is what chord? It is the Neapolitan, and it is, so it's like the second scale degree in F sharp minor would be G sharp, and so this is the second scale degree lowered. And we've built a major triad, and we're hearing it in first inversion, which is commonly the placement of a Neapolitan 6 chord. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll go to the workbook. So we've got, this is Schubert, the Schöne Mühlerin. Harmonies that we're going to study, the Neapolitan 6th is one that pulls things back. It does not just propel us forward, and you can kind of hear that. It's like, wow, we go back, and then forward again. And so, if we look at this, so that A flat chord in 6 inversion is the Neapolitan 6 here in G minor. because the second scale degree would normally be an A natural. And we've got now a chord, a major chord built on the flatted second scale degree, which would be A flat. So that's where we get that, then we invert it to the first inversion, and that's the traditional placement that we see for a Neapolitan sixth. Now, do you hear that effect? How that just, it's kind of, I mean, I'm doing all my movements here at the keyboard, but it just kind of pulls us back. What's the use of that as we look at this? Whenever we get a song like this, we can take a look at text painting and see what that is. And we get to that point, welken die Lilien, the lilies on every bank. So the lilies. So, and next time we get the A flat, we've got the three dimension saying that they won't see her tears. Tears is painted with the Neapolitan. And then Unschließen is singen, her soul to rest, and singing. So these just, these just make a little interesting, oh help, my brain's a little bit tired today. That they make a little emphasis on those texts. So what would it sound like without it? And the Neapolitan sixth is often substituting for a minor 4 chord. So let's just make those, every time we hear that, let's just change those up and hear them as minor 4s. Hearing it as minor 4, but I think it does not have quite the same, that sort of pullback emphasis, whoa, kind of factor. And but the Neapolitan is still in, of our 3 regions, where is that going to lie? Prep. Yeah, it's going to lie in the region of prep, in the middle region. There isn't any chromatic harmony that doesn't reside there in one way or another. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got on the board. Let's do the chord spelling first. So in F major, we have spelled here a G flat triad in first inversion. Correcto mundo, yes, okay. In G sharp, we have spelled an A major chord in first inversion. That is correct. On D, we're in E minor here, and we have spelled an F major triad in first inversion. That's correct. E, we have spelled a B flat triad in first inversion. That's absolutely correct. And for exercise F, in the key of C, we have spelled, let's see what clef, we're in a bass clef. So we have spelled we have spelled a D flat major triad in first inversion. All of these in A on the board are absolutely correct. Does anyone have any questions on those? Let's see, what did we end up with on the backboard? Let's just double check. Same thing, and same thing, and B flat. Yep, all good to go. So, people at home, as you're checking your work, please check it against this. This is your response to this, that you can see that those are all the way they should be. Now, the next exercise, Roman numeral 2 in the workbook, this is an exercise and an illustration of how to resolve them. so let's take a look. We had D given to us, or A given to us in D minor. Okay, so let's look at B now. We've got it there. G, H, E, okay, so B. And this is in the key of F sharp. So. I'm a little perplexed by the first chord. What's going on there?
I can't read my own writing.
Aha. Well, I don't think we do well with this, and you didn't put any Roman numerals up either. But let's go work on it. That's why we're here. So we need a B there, and then, and what is that chord in F sharp? It is the Neapolitan, right? M6. And so let's think about your doubling. This is the key of F sharp, and so B is the third of the chord, but does it qualify as strength of key?
No.
Well, yes, I think it actually does.
Okay, I was gonna argue with you because. Sorry.
No, I think it actually does. So it's good in the first chord, and then we've got your alto right here. In the second chord, your alto's got to be changed in order for it to be. Wait a minute. And your soprano's got to be changed. There's no A sharp in the soprano.
Yeah, I just like spread out all over the place. You make it great.
Thanks, Shelley.
So I think you need an A in order to have a fully diminished seventh chord. Let's put a D sharp in the alto. Then I think we've got all the chord tones that we need. Now we've got a voice leading problem. Well, I think we've got to have a C sharp in the alto, not an E sharp, because we wouldn't want to be doubling that leading tone. So if you put a C sharp in the alto, now I think we're cooking with gas. Yep. That looks good. Is there a question on that? Yeah, I think, yes, sir.
The leaps in the end, it like kind of crosses.
They are a little weird, aren't
I
they?
mean, it sounds good, but
We've got a wrong note in the tenor. We're gonna have, his point is extremely well taken, because we're gonna have a little voice leading trouble between the tenor voices. You might just wanna respell this, to put, let's see. Let's see. Why don't you put, let's do this. Let's put the E sharp in that next to last chord. Let's put the E sharp in the alto. And put the C sharp in the tenor. I'm sorry, I meant to say G sharp. Sorry, misled you. with us? Any comments?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So with the Neapolitan chords, it's best not to double the root, right?
Root would not be, the root of the chord would not be strength of the key,
Yeah.
even though it is strength of the chord. But let's see.
I think the textbook says to recommend doubling the fourth.
Would you say that again?
The textbook recommends double the fourth of a Neapolitan chord.
Yeah. The fourth?
Yeah, I think it's the fourth.
Scale degree four,
Yeah.
Oh, scale degree.
Yeah, so
fourth.
I think it's a third of the chord, but scale degree four.
which
Yeah.
would be the base. Double
Okay,
Yeah.
so be it. So what did we double here? We doubled the fourth, didn't we? Isn't this the key of F sharp? Yes. So we doubled the B, which is the fourth of the scale degree. Anybody still struggling with anything there? You know, we could, I mean, there are a lot of different ways that could be spelled. We could have messed with the soprano a little bit. Let's look at C. We're in B minor now, and we've got the Neapolitan. You need an A sharp in your soprano, the last note. I just for not, you know, it's back to my old question from my, you know, year of part writing at the University of Utah. The question that Lowell Durham always would ask, how does it sing? And I think you're gonna find that one having a little difficulty. Take the tenors way up there. And so I think what I would do, the way I would double the fourth of the scale, I'd put E in the tenor, no, your first chord, very first chord. E in the tenor. And I would put G in G natural in the alto. I think that is just going to be a smoother, more agreeable voice leading. And so that sounds like you're just going stepwise. The soprano is going down. All the upper voices are going down, and the lower voice, the bass voice, goes up. So we've got our principle of contrary motion. We're at work there, and mostly stepwise motion. That again, folks, if you just think about voice leading in part writing, stepwise motion is favorable, and doing the contrary motion with lower and upper, and all good. So let's go up here. Where did we have D? D is right there next door. Key of C minor. Four. We don't even have the fourth scale degree in it.
I was tired.
Say what?
I was tired.
You were tired. How about putting the fourth scale degree in the alto? I think we're gonna have, it's hard to have a sense that it's really a four chord without that. Now, let me show you a little trick, because we've got Neapolitan 6 going to 5, but you're going from a D flat to a B natural.
Yeah.
You have diminished third, weird
Uh-huh.
jump. But guess how you can fix that?
Passing tone?
Put a passing tone in there.
Oh.
E flat, C, B. If you just put a
Okay.
C as a passing tone in there, you got that sucker fixed.
Okay.
Excellent. That's the solution there. Everybody take a look at that. That now is a very good, example there. Let's look at E. Now we are in G major. 1. Flat 6. Let's see. The Neapolitan here would have to be,
Oh,
it'd have to be an
flat.
A flat.
I forgot the flat.
Yeah, so we gotta kind of keep that flat in the soprano.
Doesn't do any good without the accidental.
Don't take your natural out of the soprano too, and put
Oh,
a
I-
flat there.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, right, no, because that was a natural.
No, it's a flat. In a soprano. And then we gotta lose that A flat in the last chord. No, you had a good, you were good. There, that's
That would
good.
have to be,
Yeah, now we go. Now, how are we gonna fix that A flat to F sharp in the tenor? There you go, that's the trick.
that's not a 16th now.
Yeah, so works every time. So remember that trick.
I was gonna say, because that's always gonna pop up anytime you're working around this, the 2 to the 7.
Yeah.
It always is gonna show up, it's directly from the Neapolitan.
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's all good. Everything on the back board is all good now. Let's come to the front board. Let's do E next. We are in the key of G. So we've got, and then we needed flat 6. Do we need a few more accidentals?
1,
At least one.
at least 1, yeah.
Don't we need a B flat in that chord? And so you've got the same issue right there in the tenor. Just put a tenor, third chord to the end. Yeah, put a passing tone in there and you're home free.
Parallel fifths as well.
Where's your parallel fifth?
Not parallel, I guess, unequal.
Well, move your hand so I can see your bottom. What is your bottom note? I can't read it.
D. Wait, that goes up. No, it's not.
Isn't it a C? It's a C natural. There's nothing wrong with that. What is it you're
I don't know.
puzzling over?
I don't know. I thought I saw when I was sitting down, parallel fifths.
No? Anybody see a problem here?
Besides me.
I don't see a problem. I'm not sure what problem you were seeing, but that's good. And, let's go now to, that was, example E. And we started over here with G, so somewhere, nobody put up F. Okay, but that's the way it goes. Do you wanna do that while we're looking at G, put a F up quickly? Just for the sake that we wanna respond to every one of these, in the fact that we're introducing this Neapolitan and the voice leading. So put up your F quickly. Let's go ahead and look at G, which is in the key of D minor. And we've got all the Roman numerals there to work with, so we've got and then we've got 5/7 of the Neapolitan. I'll tell you, well, this is just pickiness here, but minor 4 to 5/7, then to the Neapolitan. I would, is this yours? I would have just loved it if the tritone had resolved inward. There, so why don't you come and change that? And then we've got parallel fifths. I was going to say, to get the fifth of the chord, let's do this. Tenor in the first bar. Let's take your tenor up to a B flat in the second chord. No, the first one's fine. So that's 4. Let's take the tenor to B flat. That'll work. And if we want it, and let's maintain a B flat in the tenor. And let's resolve the tritone in to G in the soprano. No, stay right there, yeah. That way we resolved it, and that.
One question. One question, it's a 5/7.
Yeah. And we're trying to resolve to the Neapolitan there. But is it the okay. So this is just an unusual little request here. But E flat is not the inversion that we expect with Neapolitan. E flat would be the root of the Neapolitan, but that's what we're doing, that's what we were asked for. And the next chord we were asked for was what?
5, 6, 4.
Let's take, because I think if we come to A in the tenor, if we double the A, not F sharp in the tenor. And let's put our F sharp in the soprano now, down. Yep. So if you would just put an E in the soprano there for the suspension, and keep the A going in the tenor. So come down and keep the A going in the tenor. Yes. And keep the A going in the tenor to the next chord. And then let the F sharp be in the soprano. Because you need an F, wait a minute. No F sharp, but let F be in the soprano. Now let's take a look at the whole thing from beginning to end. So we're in D minor, so we've got 4, 5/7 of Neapolitan to D. We need a D natural there, I mean an F sharp, hello. Take the sharp away from the F in that second bar, yep, so it's, and give us a sharp on the C. There we go. Everybody scrutinize that. That's good. Let's go back and catch, are we ready to go catch, that was,
F, right.
F. So let's go back and catch F before we finally do A. So F is A major, and so when we go to spell the, Neapolitan in A major, what chord are we gonna have? It's gonna be a B flat chord, isn't it? So let's look here.
Yeah, it's like,
So 1, 6. We gotta kind of fix that C sharp to B flat thing. So.
yes, that's,
Yeah, let's, the quick way to fix it is put an A in the tenor.
so you're.
Put an A in the tenor, so that we're doubling
I'm just thinking.
the root of the chord instead of the third of the chord. Yeah. And you need an F natural in the alto of the next chord.
Okay, I had it marked here, I kept looking at it like, oh, this is looking weird.
F natural. And now you'll need F sharp back. Yeah, I think that's right.
That was the part that was.
That's good, take a look at that, that's a good example. And we've got, again, the good things about it, we've got contrary motion in the bass and the soprano. Now, let's come up and do H. All right, we are in the key of B flat. Folks, I think this has been a good way to come to grips with the Neapolitan, just hands-on, roll up your sleeves and dig right in, because we've done well. He's got his sleeves rolled up back there, there we go. All right, key of B flat, and we're gonna go right along. Oh, got all my favorite chords here, flat 6, everything, and then, all right, so we've got here, okay, what am I gonna say?
Something I need to change.
Well, just, you look at it and tell me what my first remark will be. Too much space between the tenor and the alto.
So I didn't catch that one.
So this is a 1 chord in B flat. So let's see, I think what we can do is just switch the alto and the tenor, put and then do the same thing again, switch the alto and the tenor, put a G flat in the tenor. And, yep, a D flat in the alto. And then we just have to kind of, so. I think in order to get our 5/7, we're gonna wanna do something to get a minor 7th above G flat. So we're gonna need an F flat in there somewhere.
Okay, so the question, okay, so that's what I have, what you're talking about. So I kept looking at this and my head just kept spinning through this whole thing because the only thing that's different between the flat 6 and the secondary dominant of the Neapolitan is that F flat.
Yep.
And that was the reason why it's written as a secondary dominant, because because of that F flat.
because of that.
Because I kept like, this is the same chord, I'm like, no, you have to count to the 7th.
And wait, shall I make your brain spin just a little more?
I don't know.
Nope, I got a no, and I've got a, and I've got people going, yeah, I've got enthusiasm. The flat 6 chord, we're not there yet. We will be soon with the augmented 6 chords, but the flat 6 forms the basis of the German augmented 6 chord. And it's when I told you, I think I mentioned this, or did I say it on Friday? I sort of can't remember which day I said it, but one of the things that I did as a kid, I came to the quick realization that the German 6 chord was the 5/7 of the Neapolitan spelled enharmonically. So the German 6 chord is the 5, so you got this 5-1 relationship between the German 6 chord and the Neapolitan. And so how did I quickly as a kid, not knowing, all that I might have known, how did I quickly get to the German 6? I just found the Neapolitan and said, what's its 5/7? And how do I switch that one note enharmonically, and then I'd have it. It's like my class in Arkansas where they said we should name the class 101 ways to get to the augmented 6 chord, it's just a lot. And before, I need to watch our time because I do wanna, is that finally the right time?
No. About
No,
5
it's still
minutes.
5 minutes behind.
But is it the right hour?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because we went back to normal time, isn't it? Oh my God. Well, there you go. If you wait long enough, you'll get closer. All right. Let's see. Where was I with that? So, I left you hanging there. So let's
That's
see.
okay.
So, G, flat 6, and would you just go up to F? Would you go up to F flat in the alto? Yeah, and then we'll have that dominant 7, F flat. And now let's keep on our path that we were on. Let's bring the alto down to the tenor. Yep, just flop them. Yep, because then our tritone. Well, let's see what we got. And then get into the right inversion. That's not the inversion we want for the Neapolitan. In order to get the Neapolitan 6, what note needs to be on the bottom? E flat.
Yeah, okay.
So it's the Neapolitan 6 that we're trying to
Oh, yeah, sorry.
E flat, just,
Would be better if we put it up here.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, what was that note?
And this is supposed to now be a 5/7.
So it'd be
And let's see. Let's put a C in the alto.
five?
Yeah, on the left, so C in the alto on that. No, alto. Let's put a middle C, so you're not jumping around, going more stepwise. And you're gonna have to have we're gonna have to use our tricky little passing tone trick here. Put an A in the soprano on the next to last chord.
An A here?
No, just give up your C natural
Oh, okay.
and put an A in the soprano. now, and you see you got a C flat in the note before. That's still a C flat. No. Middle chord of the bar. Yeah, got a C flat there, and then you gotta go to an A natural. So, yes, ma'am, that is the trick, that's the solution. So, and I would just love this a lot more if I had a D in the final chord, if I had a D in the alto, and a B flat in the soprano. So let's hear the whole thing now. So we've got 1, flat 6, G, and then 5/7 of the Neapolitan G. Yeah. Yes.
Can I just, verify a rule? So when we're just dealing with the root position of the Neapolitan chord, which is B1,
Yes.
and then it's a 5/7 before that,
Yes.
you still have to follow the same rules for the complete and the incomplete? Would that?
Go just a little further with that. You mean,
The 5/7 is one, and you have to, the incomplete has to be incomplete when you resolve it. So in this case, it's a 5/7 of the Neapolitan to the Neapolitan,
well, what we're missing in the 5/7 of the Neapolitan is the D flat.
the D flat, right, which is the fifth.
Yeah, and I think maybe the answer is yes.
You have to make it incomplete.
Well, I think you do in order to have the voice leading you need here.
Right, so that was the question, is that, that's always gonna be the case though too. regarding-
Well, I am so darn hesitant to say always.
Yeah.
The minute I say something, hard and fast always, then something will pop into my head and I'll go, whoops, not always. But yes, I would, can we go with often?
Because I have the D flat on B2, and then I kept the D flat on B3, and then in the bass I did the G flat to the F flat.
That would be okay.
Okay, because it's still, but so in the third beat, I'm counting for all 4 notes of the scale, of the
Yeah.
chord, and I'm not making either one of them incomplete.
Let me just, I think I have visualized what you're saying, but let me do it. See, my sensibility would have liked an E flat in the tenor
Okay,
better than a G flat.
right here is what you're talking about. Okay. Okay.
That just seems like odd voice leading.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, folks, let's see. Let's go back, anthology, we've got a few more minutes. Yes, let's go back to the anthology, moving right along here. We are on 258. Let's go to well, let's look at the Bach quickly, 259 in the anthology. Are we all there? So the Neapolitan here is what chord? We're in G minor, so it's going to be the A flat. Do you feel the effect? I mean, I can do my choreography here. Yeah, see, it comes back. It just kind of pushes you back a little bit. This invention, very famous. Let's see if we can find the Neapolitan in here. miss the Neapolitan in there? Just, it just does that. Let's do the Verdi. Anyway, there's nothing, no Neapolitans from there to the end. So did you see what it was? It came in the first bar, third line. It was an F major chord in first inversion. We're in E minor, so that all makes sense. And what was the text there? Why did we get it? La tetra fiamma, okay. La tetra fiamma, the gloomy flame. Fiamma. So it was in the middle of flame, so it was coloring flame. Shall I, if we were to do a minor 4 here, we'd lose it. We'd go to and minor 4 would be, and this is not the same, is it? D. Pushes you back. That's what the Neapolitan does. So you can hear and feel the effect of it. Yes, sir.
I had a couple questions. So the Neapolitan 6, the German 6 is just a Neapolitan with a flat 3, right? Because you have the flat 2, 4, and a 6. Flat
No,
6.
no. The answer is no. The German 6 is not, the German 6 is built out of the flat 6, not flat 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving here. Time is flying. And this little Brahms intermezzo is our last thing of the day. And this is a little excerpt. Chord in first inversion, which is this is in the middle measure of the third line.
Last beat, right?
Last beat of the middle measure. So listen again. I'm starting the line before. Okay, so listen in. We'll be doing more with this on Friday, so tune in. Have your workbook stuff ready so that looking and watching can be your response. So you've got 27.2 now, and this is more writing of progressions with Neapolitan 6 chords. And so that will be exercise 1 of 27.2. So do, of course, both A and 1, 2. You got A and B parts to this. There are three part writing things in Roman numeral 1 there. And we've got more going right on, we'll go into the Chopin Prelude in the anthology, right on through number 269, which is, let's see, what's 269? From one Chopin Prelude on through to a final Chopin Prelude. So we'll be able to hear how the Neapolitan works in there. So the key to Roman numeral of this is it's like setting out your tools. If you're in a key, what's the Neapolitan? What chord is it gonna be? Just determine it ahead of time so that when you come upon it, you can zero right in on it. And then think about, of course, what precedes it and what follows it in terms of doing your Roman numeral analysis. All right, my friends. You feel introduced to the Neapolitan? And I like our way of introducing ourselves to this. Pragmatic, hands-on. This is the way you will own the concept. Now, if you have read the chapter and have, some information there, now having had these hands-on experiences with excerpts and part writing, do my method of dealing with this textbook, that is to back in. These are the textbooks that I've been talking about. I finally found my copy. This is the most recent. It's an enhanced 7th edition. This Benjamin Horvath Nelson. This is the other 7th edition. But I like this a lot because there's very little verbiage in it. It's mostly, I call it kind of like a handbook of the harmonies, and really, really good information. This is the piston that I keep talking about that I had when I was a sophomore at the University of Utah. And remember, as I've said, the odd thing about this, and Ellie, let's get to the page on, let me find the page on the Neapolitan here. But I want you to be able to notice this.
Yeah.
I want you to notice this when you log on. So 288 is the page where we discuss that in here. Okay, well, this particular page has an example from Beethoven's Moonlight where there's a good Neapolitan in there. But make sure you're zeroing in enough that you can notice what piston does with all the Roman numerals. They're all capitals. It was just the way he did it. Not sure why, but there's nothing like that to kind of mess you up and make you feel, so you are not the only ones who have dealt with challenging textbooks. I too have lived that journey, traveled that journey, but this will show you in here. Now let's just turn, for example, let's use the most current one. Let's turn in here to the page on the Neapolitan, and there was a request. Was it in here or was it on Friday? If someone said, could you give us the excerpts from these textbooks on these? And I think probably that would be fair use. I think I could take a little excerpt on Neapolitan augmented 6 chords from here, but let me just get.
Are these books still in print? Is this
Oh,
still-
yes,
okay.
yes, no, page 168 here. Yeah, I just got this. This is actually a brand new book, and I just got this on eBay, I think. What page did I just say?
168.
168. So, but this is like what the first 2 pages of this book look like? You can see it's all examples and very little confusing verbiage. And I like it. I like it because, you know, it really focuses you in on, it just focuses you in on what's honestly going on in music. And not trying to make your brain grasp it by understanding what prose that can easily become kind of convoluted. I prefer it, but, you know, essentially, they were using this book. This was a favorite of Dr. Baldwin here. And the first year I came, I wasn't involved in teaching theory, but they just got rid of it because they said there wasn't enough explanation. Well, to me, this paired with our anthology, see, it's the same authors, so the anthology we've got and this, they were a perfect pairing for really accessing the knowledge of these harmonies and the voice leading and all of the other stuff that happens with them. So, you know, that's, you know, I've been complaining about the lack of clarity of the textbook that you have in your possession. But this is what I would choose instead of but it has to be paired with this anthology. So rather than making you buy another book, I made you buy the anthology. So you got, to me, what is perhaps the most valuable thing that these authors have to offer. But just know it's techniques and materials of music by the same authors, and you can still get a hold of it if you want to own a copy of it and have it on your shelf. Are they all the same authors on the anthology? Yeah. This is the edition just prior, and I don't really. I haven't made an extensive study of what Timothy Cousin added to the mix, but he wasn't on this one. It was just Benjamin Horvath Nelson on this one. So he's added something. My suspicion would be that it's in the post-tonal 20th century, you know, part of it, but he's probably added something. And I do not necessarily recommend Piston. It's just kind of a curiosity. And it was interesting, I must have decided some years ago to ditch it because I couldn't find my copy anywhere, and so I had to reconstruct it. I've done the same thing in my library, my piano library. When I became a department chair at Western Illinois University, I got rid of so much music and just, you know, and then as I really was kind of figuring I'm probably not going to teach piano that much anymore. And guess what I've ended up having to do? Reconstruct my library. So, you know, don't chuck things. I'm a chucker, you know, I would chuck everything my wife is a hoarder, but I'm a chucker. And so let me just say, what I see is that there's no real virtue to either one of those extreme positions, that you gotta kind of land somewhere in the middle. See ya.